Good day everyone, this is our report. Chapter 8, The Future of Corrections. The necessity of collaboration with the community. To ensure public safety is the desired outcome of the criminal justice system's intervention in rehabilitating offenders. For this reason, criminal justice practitioners must find and must continuously develop the most effective ways in which this goal may be achieved. New approaches of offender corrections and rehabilitation will definitely produce different effects on the components of the justice system. Current policies encourage these components to consider the impact of their individual duties and responsibilities in the delivery of justice. Community-based correction is a critical link pin in these efforts, responsible for effective managing offenders while in probation, parole, or conditional pardon with parole conditions, as with their components within the justice system, collaborating and partnership with other components, and with community, internal and external partners, has become increasingly critical to the accomplishment of community corrections missions of in changing public safety by effective rehabilitating offenders in the community. The necessity of collaboration with community, ang purpose or layunin ng criminal justice system kung bakit may mga intervention program silang ginagawa ay upang ma-rehabilitate at matulungan ang isang offender na maayos muli ang kanyang buhay. Nang sa ganon, masigurado ang kaligtasan ng bawat isa, lalong-lalo na sa mga public places. Kasi hindi kasiguraduhan ang kaligtasan mo kung sa paligid mo ay ang mga taong gumagawa ng bagay na hindi dapat at ipinagbabawal ng batas. At para sa katuparan ng layunin, ito yung mga criminal justice practitioners na involved sa paggawa ng mga intervention programs and must find or develop other powerful and influential method para matuto yung mga offender. If we don't have a criminal justice system, maybe a lot of people doing bad things and they can do what they want, and maybe a lot of people do bad things can make it twice or thrice because they not afraid of law, and it's because we don't have a criminal justice system to prevent them for doing bad things. Hindi sila natakot na gumawa ng krimen dahil nga walang mga taong nais na putulin yung mga kasamaan nila sa buhay. Concept of collaborative justice with the community and other service providers. Community corrections professionals cannot possible and should not expect to address the concept need of offenders independently. Other professionals must be involved to provide valuable information, resources, and perspective that will help the offender to succeed in the community. Collaboration goes beyond sharing of resources and exchanging information. Collaboration requires that community corrections officers, court officials, and community partners works closely with each to achieve outcomes that would not be possible without the collaboration. Working with other criminal justice professionals and community partners can result in supervision plans that address offender needs more effectively, resulting in lower court caseloads and reduced violation and crime rate within the community. It is only through collaboration with public, private, and community-based service providers that community corrections can promote safer community. Collaboration is to bring individuals, agencies, organizations, and community members themselves together in an atmosphere to support, to systematically solve existing and emerging problems that could not easily be solved by one group alone. Collaboration justice, also known as problem solving, combines judicial provisions with rehabilitation service that one rigorously monitored and focused on recovery to reduce recidivism and improve offender outcomes. With whom should community corrections professionals collaborate? The selection of collaborative partners is just as critical as the commitment to collaboration itself. Collaborative partners should include those who have the authority to influence the outcome of the problem of hand and have a demonstrated investment in doing so. In community-based collaboration in law enforcement, counsel, prosecution, judge, court, person, and other important stakeholders, they can provide and monitor enforcement activities.
Timeline of sentencing philosophies and practices. Dito sa timeline, we'll talk about the kind of philosophies and practices throughout the years from the past, present, and future. First is the past, which is the retributive justice. Retributive justice is also known as punitive justice, is a theory of justice that considers it's proportionate to be the best response and crime. So, ang retributive justice daw refers to the theory of justice, kung saan yung punishment na ipaparusa ay equivalent doon sa crimes na ginawa niya. When an offender breaks the law, he or she thereby forfeits or suspends his or her right to something of equal value, and justice requires that his forfeit he enacted. So, dito sa retributive justice, nakapaloob dito yung concept ng lex talionis, or the eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, which refers to the idea that a people should be punished according to the way in which they offended. For example, if they hurt someone, they should be hurt equally badly in return. Kung binato ka ng bato, batuhin mo din ng bato para patas kayo. Ganun yung concept ng lex talionis. Next is the present restorative justice. Sometimes called reparative justice, it's an approach in justice that focuses on the needs of the victims and the offenders, as well as the involved community, instead of satisfying abstract legal principles of punishing the offender. So, dito sa restorative justice, hindi na siya kasing brutal ng retributive justice. It talks about the reparation of the damage caused by the offender to the victim as well as the community involved. Victims take an active role in process, while offenders are encouraged to take responsibility of their actions. They repair the harm they've done by apologizing, returning stolen money, or community service. Victim takes an active role in the process kasi sila yung nagrabyado, and enable for the offender to take the responsibility sa kanyang wrongdoings, by the means of apologizing to the victim, returning stolen money if the offender stole money to the victim, or community service if nakakause siya ng harm sa community. Ganon. Restorative justice that foster dialogue between the victim and offender shows the highest rates of victim satisfaction and offender accountability. Itong restorative justice, encourage niya yung dalawang parties na magkaroon ng communication para mapag-usapan kung ano yung pwedeng maging solusyon sa kanilang problema at para maibsan din yung sakit na nararamdaman ng biktima. The third is the collaborative justice, which is the future. Collaborative talks about the collaboration with others. Collaborative justice is a unique and promising approach to criminal justice that seeks to work toward the more effective resolution of these problems, rather than relying on a single agencies to solve the respective problems. It recognizes that many criminal justice problems are systematic and require a coordinated and collaborative response to the most pressing issues facing our community justice today. Collaborative justice is an approach na naghahanap ng other effective solutions sa mga problems ng criminal justice system. It enable for them to find the solution they are seeking for other agencies that can help them in their problems. Next is collaborative justice partnership and the ability to share information, develop common goals, and create compatible internal policies to support those goals that significant potential to positively impact on increase public confidence and reduce costs throughout the justice system. Ang purpose ng collaborative justice partnership is to develop their ability in sharing information, identify common goals, and design policies to achieve those aims. Criminal justice professionals join forces to analyze problems and create responsive solutions, and judges, court administrators, prosecutors, defense attorneys, probation and parole representatives, correction personnel, victim advocate, law enforcement officers, public and private treatment provides got reach to one another to force partnership that will enable them to address complex medical, social, physical, and behavioral problems that pose significant threats to the safety and well-being of communities. Now, itong mga professionals na ito became united para mai-address yung mga threats and problems na nag-a-arise sa ating community at para makagawa din sila ng concrete solution to repress all of the problems. So, challenges of collaborative justice. The successful implementation of a collaborative justice approach often faces many challenges including, ito yung mga challenges na kinakaharap ng collaborative justice. First is the adversarial nature of the legal system. Second, the competition for sacred resources. The political pressure faced by elected officials. The creation of existence of agencies that have overlapping, duplicative responsibilities, and the creation of existence of agencies that have missions that are incongruous. Next, the success of a collaborative team relies upon the desire and willingness of each participant to dedicate themselves and their time to the collaborative process, to set aside individual agencies' agendas in pursuit of a shared and larger goal, and to recognize that collaborative justice is a long-term process requiring the establishment and maintenance of solid collaborative partnership with other agencies and community stakeholders. The long-term benefits of the collaborative approach, including the shared ownership of responsibility for and success in solving justice system problems, will undoubtedly make this investment worthwhile. So dito, sabi, magiging successful lang ang collaborative teams or the collaboration with other agencies if lahat sila ay willing at gusto talaga nilang ididikit yung mga sarili nila sa process ng collaboration. So, kahit na yung collaborative partnership is collaborative justice is mag-take ng long time, it is still worth in the end. At mangyayari lang yung success na yon kapag isi-set aside ng other agencies yung kanilang mga personal na agenda at kapag nag-become united para ma-achieve yung kanilang goals. Next is the internal community corrections associations. In 1964, the International Community Corrections Associations, formerly known as the International Halfway House, Association and later in 1989 as the International Associations of Residential and Community Alternatives, held out first meeting in Chicago with 30 people in attendance. Today, after more than 45 years, the ICCA represents more than 250 private agencies, operating over 1,500 residential and community alternative programs. In addition to 1,000 individual members nationally and abroad, its members offer a variety of program and services which include, yung mga followings is ito yung mga programs na bigay nila. First is the community-based correction centers, community correction programs, education and vocational services, drug testing and treatment, tutoring services, day reporting treatment, crisis intervention, family or individual counseling, victim services, community service, bail supervision, home detention and electronic monitoring, neighborhood outreach, residential treatment, aftercare, and the last is the transitional housing. So, ito lahat yung mga programs and services na ginakaters ng binibigay ng International Community Correction Association. Yun lang. Thank you.
The International Community Correction Association, as a private non-profit membership organization, acts as the representative voice for residential and other community correction programs, such as it expects of its member compassion, belief in the dignity and worth of human being, respect for individual difference, and a commitment to equal care of the client. ICCA has been an affiliate of the American Correctional Association (ACA) since 1975, an affiliate of the United Nations Alliance of Non-Government Organizations in Criminal Justice since 1982. The American Probation of Parole Association, the International Correction and Prison Association, and the National Juvenile Justice Delinquency Prevention Collection, in additional ICCA, with several other national and international community correction organizations. ICCA, or International Community Correction Association, is a membership organization dedicated to promoting community-based correction for adult and juvenile to enhance public safety. Ito ay isang asosasyon na kung saan naglalayon na pagkakaroon ng respeto sa bawat miyembro nito bilang isang tao, pati na rin ang kanyang seguridad sa masamang tao. ICCA is an international organization, an affiliate of the United Nations Alliance of Non-Government Organization in Criminal Justice since 1982. American Probation of Parole Association, APPA, is an international organization that provides education and training for community correction practitioner and supervision. Ang APPA ay ang nagpo-provide ng mga edukasyon na magsisilbing boses ng mga miyembro para sa field or community correction. Ang APPA isa sa mga maraming organisasyon na nagkakapareho ng purpose. Kabilang na dito ang American Correction Association, ACA, National Association of Trial Service Agency or NAPSA, International Association of Recently Involvement of Non-Government Organization. It cannot be denied that non-government organization or private sector will play an important role in the success of rehabilitating offender in the community. These NGOs can provide job opportunities to the client of community-based correction. We must understand that opportunities available for this client are a great help for their rehabilitation. Hindi maikakaila na ang mga non-government company ay noong malaking contribution ay may malaking kontribusyon sa pagkakaroon ng mga trabaho at kailangan nating intindihin na ang ibang mga kliyente ay kailangan nila ito para sa kanilang rehabilitation. Significance of research of and correction. Making a research is a making of the future. Hence, the future of correction will base on how much studied are conducted to develop the current policies of the correction. Making research is like predicting the future, kaya ang future ng correction ay nagbabase din sa kung anong kadaming research ang gagawin. Evidence-based practices involve using current best practice of intervention for which there is consistent and solid significant evidence of success. Is a problem solving through scientific method or clinical practices using science and risk evidence for the past result for the patient care. Correction research priorities. On March 12, 2009, the U.S. Department of Justice Office of the Justice Program National Institute of Justice has identified high priority research, development, and evaluation needs to correction professional through high priority goals include these strategies in making research and correction grant para maabot ang mga goals na ito ay may method na dapat sundin. Create knowledge and develop technologies on how present jail and community correction can be better managed to provide safe, secure, and cost-effective operation. Create knowledge on how best of assess and manage special offender population in prison, jail, and the community. Develop effective treatment intervention strategies that enhance public safety by maximizing the successful re-entry of offender into communities. Research the cause of present sexual assault and factor that may deter the report of such assault and evaluate strategy, practice, and policies designed to prevent it. Develop a sure means that continuously and accurate minor the location and status of correction officer and personnel as well as in the detainees. Develop improved means to detect, locate, and defeat the use of unauthorized wireless communication device.